once I jumbled into just one day. And when I thought about it, I decided when I tried it, I could make time go away. But you gotta make time for time.
Hey, Patrick Pressbar here. I will be sharing with you over the next couple of minutes a few tips that I'm using in my marathon training, and I also have a bonus tip for you that you can use in your training or in anything else that you're doing in your life. So please stick with me, and you'll really enjoy it. So the reason why I'm sharing with you this today is because I am tapering down my training in preparation for the Toronto Marathon, which is in 2 weeks, and I have to really prepare my mind for this marathon because I want to re-qualify for Boston. So a lot of the preparation that I'm going to be doing over the next couple of weeks is really mental preparation, because I know physically that I can actually run the distance. I've done it before, I've done it a dozen times before, and I've actually qualified for Boston before. So the hurdle that's preventing me from re-qualifying for Boston is really a mental one. So the mental part, the mental preparation is really a big part of this marathon. So if you didn't know, a taper is actually a period of time prior to an event or a race where you actually reduce your physical activity. You reduce your mileage. For example, when I'm running, you don't reduce the intensity, you just reduce the mileage. And the reason to do this is because you want to make sure that your body has time to recover, for the muscles to rebuild themselves, because actually when you're training, you're actually breaking down your muscles, and it's when you're resting that the muscles actually rebuild and get stronger. So the taper is a very important part of the race day preparation, and during that taper period, the mental preparation is very important as well, because since you're reducing your mileage, you're actually feeling that you're not training hard enough, and doubts and feelings that you're not doing enough start to creep into your mind, and you're saying, oh, maybe I should run harder, and the temptation is very, very strong to actually do more. But by doing more, you're actually doing yourself a disservice. So the mental preparation, including the taper, is so important, because you're actually going to be self-sabotaging yourself if you keep your training level to a point that it's so high that your body just doesn't have time to recover, and your race day performance is going to get impacted. So just to illustrate to you how important the mental preparation is, when I ran Ottawa a few years ago and I qualified for Boston, I was at mile 20, and I started to get discouraged because I didn't think that I was going fast enough, and I was trying to accelerate and I just couldn't do it. And it's at that point that I started slowing down. But then I saw my coach. He was on the sidelines, and he came and ran beside me for a little bit, for about 10 minutes, not even. And during that time, he just talked to me, and he was telling me, you can do it. You're going really good. You know, keep up the pace. You're on track. Stay the way you're going. You can do it. And that's it. He just kept saying that for about 5-10 minutes. And after that, I found a surge of energy, a surge of confidence, and I actually accelerated to the finish and qualified for Boston during that race. So the mental part is really important, and it's amazing how much of a role that plays when you're doing anything, really. So this is what I'm doing over the next couple of weeks. Now, one of the things that I find is really important is to prepare a race day strategy, for example. And what I want to do is visualize my performance during that race. So when I get to this water point, what time should it be? When I get to this water point, what time should it be? When I see this landmark, what time should it be? That kind of thing. So I visualize my performance before I actually do the race, so that way I have the mental cues ahead of time, and I know if I'm on track, if I'm not on track, but I know in my mind I've already done it, and I've sort of tricked my mind into saying, you know what, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. So by the time I reach that point physically and I get to that landmark, I'm able to say, you know what, this is good. I'm on track, and I've done it before, and my mind is clear. It doesn't have any of those negative thoughts that are coming in, which leads me to the next point, which is the negative thoughts. When I'm running a race, I know very well the thoughts that come to my mind and at what point, because I've done so many races now that I know that at mile 20 I start to get discouraged and my body starts to get tired And so I have to have this mantra or this mental preparation to say, I'm strong, I'm doing well, I'm on track. And I keep repeating that, because not every time I run a marathon my coach is there. It happened to be that time that my coach was there. But sometimes we miss each other, sometimes, something happens. You have to be able to have a plan B to say, you know what, I don't have my coach, I don't need my coach, I am strong, I'm doing well. So for the last tip, I would invite you to come meet me on my blog. Since it applies to running and also to anything in your life, I decided that the last tip I would put as a blog post on my blog. So please click below, and trust me, you won't regret it. If you ever heard the expression, how to eat an elephant, that's just a little tip. Alright? Cheers. I'll talk to you later.